Hello, my friends. Nice to see you again. It's been a while since I've put out a video. Over the last week or so, I felt that there was a need to put this one together. We've had a lot of different mandates and restrictions and all kinds of different things happening. One of the biggest things that I provide and continually say and share on Facebook and other platforms is that providing information and allowing people to make their own choices. That is key to me. I see that in everything that is evolving and transforming and changing on this planet is to allow people the choices, not to restrict the information. But I won't get into censorship and everything else in this video. But the key is the information I'm going to share is just giving people choices. There's so many, as I call it, fear porn out there. You have to do this. This is your only choice and everything else. And we always have other choices. There are always other choices available to us as long as we are open to actually opening our eyes, releasing the blinders of fear and judgment, and actually looking at what we have available to us and then making a choice that resonates with us individually. No amount of pressure can basically really sway us if we truly align with our center of our being. That's the easiest way to say it, our sovereignty. When we truly stand in our sovereignty and are looking at things from that space, we see past all of the illusion of this fear mongering and all this fear propaganda that's out there currently. So just get into this. I'm not to just ramble on too much regarding all that stuff. You've already heard that from a lot of different angles. My main point for sharing this video is, again, to give people choices out of everything that I have. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm sharing information from my own research, from my own experience, and my own, multi-dimensional view of our current events and everything that is currently taking place on Earth at this time. So we have these mandates, there's in different states requiring vaccines. Many companies and so on requiring employees to get vaccine to continue to work. All kinds of things are coming out regarding this. And a lot of people, including myself, that have been sharing information regarding how not comfortable with the mRNA vaccines. And there's a lot of as I like to say, there's tons of variables, unknown variables regarding the mRNA vaccines. No matter what anyone says or what anybody says, there's all kinds of different doctors, virologists around the world that are basically saying very similar things. There are a lot of unknown variables, and the shots in themselves, no matter what kind of shot it is, we are not one size fits all. We are all different chemistries. Even COVID affects different age groups in different ways. The same thing with the vaccines. You can't basically think that we are one size fits all. That type of approach is always going to cause issues on many different levels. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm trying to stay out of all the rabbit holes and just provide, again, choices. But the biggest key is do your research and don't allow any amount of pressure to sway you into doing something that you truly do not align with. And that's the key and I continue to share, is respecting people's free will of choice. That is key right now. and to stand in your sovereignty for what you align with. So, getting started into this, and then later in this video, I'm going to provide more information with different things. But starting off, there's a new vaccine that's coming out in the United States sometime in the coming weeks. It's still in the, getting ready to be approved as either through the FDA and so on, and the CDC as an approved vaccine. In relation to the other three that are out there, this would be a fourth option. This is called Novavax. I'm going to provide some links in the description below this video. It's basically a old school vaccine, and let me just back up a second here. I'm not a either or kind of scenario. As many of you know, and have actually followed a lot of my information, I'm all about self-empowerment, self-healing, and so on. And so it's not like I am a big promoter of vaccines. So for me to be actually sharing this information, there's a very good reason for it. So getting back, the Novavax vaccine is already approved in the UK and several other countries. It's supposed to be approved and or becoming available in the United States sometime in the coming weeks and or month or so. The biggest key about the Novavax vaccine, and the reason why I'm sharing this information, if you're in a situation to where you do not have a choice regarding a job, where you live, and you're either for your one of your children going to a college that requires a vaccine, my suggestion is do your own research and do what you can to hold off on these other mRNA vaccines that are unproven in the long term as far as their track record and what could possibly develop in coming years regarding the mRNA vaccines. This Novavax vaccine is an old school vaccine, which what it means is it's using old technology that have been used in other types of vaccines throughout our time. So it has a ton of, a lot less side effects. It doesn't contain any type of foreign DNA. There's all kinds of lists of things that basically the benefits of it compared to these other mRNA vaccines. Again, I am not a doctor. I've watched when tons, I'm talking about like 10 to 20 different videos from different doctors from around the world talking about this vaccine and what basically it entails. The biggest key is that the side effects and the long-term consequences of the mRNA vaccine sort of takes that out of the equation. So it's a lot safer. And that's the only reason why in the world I am sharing this information right now, is that it's safer. There's different things regarding it. Again, I'll let you do your research, but look into this Novavax vaccine. If you're in a situation, you're in a really tight rock and a hard place scenario, do what you can to hold off and to get this Novavax vaccine over the mRNA vaccines. That's my suggestion. And that's the reason why I'm providing this video. Again, check out the information below. The other things that some of the other facts and interesting information that has been shared and these studies that have come out. And again, the Novavax vaccine has been in trials since, I believe, last December. So January, December is when all the trials started in different parts of the world. It's already gone through 3 phases of trials and so on. But getting into some other facts regarding this whole situation that we're in. I've been posting videos on Facebook regarding how exercise affects your ability to fight off the infection in itself. The ability for your body to have, increased metabolism, your immune system and so on, simply through choosing, your food choices. Combining that with exercise and so on. And these studies, again, have been coming out one after the other, showing proof how these are things that you can do to assist yourself. And therefore, when all this pressure is being put on, you have to do this, you have to get the vaccine because there's no other choices. There are other choices. Take care of yourself, boost your immunity, start eating differently. Release one of the studies and doctors that I shared a video on Facebook not too long ago, basically talked about the obesity, the people that were overweight and how they not only were, say, the majority that were actually in critical condition in a lot of the hospitals with the COVID, virus, is that the actual the amount of viral load, they call it, that they're actually expelling is very high when you are carrying extra weight and so on. So when it talks about spreading the virus and being, healthier and so on, carrying a viral load, taking care of yourself plays a major role in how you're actually, if you are, say, affected and or come in contact with the virus, how you will be actually experience it. So again, the whole purpose of this video is options. The other very interesting thing that I read regarding a scientific study is that was approximately 80% of the people were in critical condition in hospitals throughout the last year over this, virus, were low on vitamin D. And I've shared tons of videos and information on Facebook regarding, the importance of maintaining, a good vitamin D level. Some of the information regarding that, the vitamin D scale, again, I'm not a doctor, this is just from my own research, goes from, pretty much low, critical levels would be 10 to 15. High would be extremely high, and basically too much would be 100. From that scale, the best vitamin D level range is between 50 and 80 on the vitamin D level range. One of the interesting things is that the study shows that the people that when we're in a state of stress and all this anxiety and fear that's out there regarding the virus and so on, and this is a proven fact, when we're in that state of fear, anxiety, and stress, it actually, our systems with the cortisol levels and so on, it lowers the vitamin D levels in our body. The stress lowers the vitamin D levels in the body. So no wonder the people that were in a state of high anxiety, high stress, high fear are the ones that are really being affected, say, a lot more than the people that are healthy, say, more peaceful minded, that are approaching this from open-minded and are taking care of themselves and making, say, informed decisions, there is a big difference in the data between these two groups of people. Again, do your own research. The information's out there. It's the same place that I found it. I'll try to provide some videos below in the description. But the biggest thing is I'm just throwing a lot of details out there regarding there are tons of facts and information that relate to what we eat and how it affects our immune system, how what is running through our mind, the energy level of our, say, perceptions and anxiety and fear, and how that affects the immune system. It lowers vitamin D levels. It makes you more prone to basically being affected, having a more challenging experience with the virus than somebody that's not in that space of fear and anxiety, in that deep space of heaviness and so on. So I guess there's several other things that I really wanted to mention, but I can go on and on regarding all these different variables. The biggest key is that and then I continue to share, is that standing in our sovereignty, don't allow anyone to tell you or to pressure you into something that you truly do not align with. If you are in a situation that you are in a rock and a hard place regarding you or a family member getting the vaccine, at least this Novavax vaccine has a lot less side effects. It's an option to the mRNA that is a gene-altering experiment. It's a lot of unknown variables regarding that. So there are choices. We continually have choices regarding what we have available to us. And for those, really out there sharing information regarding the different choices is, for the way I see it, is key to provide people the actual choices. Mainstream media and so on, that whole joke, it's a freaking joke how they've handled this last year and a half in restricting and censorship and so on, and this one form agenda. It's just totally wild how this is all playing out. So my key, again, just to keep this video short, choices. We do have choices. Do what you feel is you are the most comfortable doing. That is key. And, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself not only on a physical level, but on a mental level. Again, it's a proven fact, when the stress levels in the body raise because of anxiety or fear, lowers vitamin D levels, makes you more prone because your immune system is weakened. So I know I'm repeating myself here some, but the key is do what you align with. Allow other people to make their own choices. Let's end the fighting and bickering and basically respect each other's free will. That is key right now. There's a lot of people that don't see that as a truth and or a priority, but I see it as the only route, that we must respect and honor each other's free will. So I'm going to be putting out some more videos in the coming weeks and so on, but I just really wanted to put this one together and get it out. Wish you all a blessed day, and stay light in your perceptions. Stay flexible in your perceptions. Allow your openness and release the blinders and the blindness of the fear and the judgment and everything else. They're just like, it's just the blinds. It blinds you. All right. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you next time.